Okay, so here we are again. We're gonna have some assistance from these guys.
So,
Hey,
wir
sit still.
müssen diesen Punkt halten.
We are going to be going over a block of instructions. Thank you, on how to properly set up a machine gun nest or a machine gun position. Here we have our basic little fighting position, MG position, 3 sandbag walls, ammo close at hand, and our crew serve. So, obviously, this is kind of one of the first things you want to take into account when you're setting up an MG position, or really any kind of a position for that matter. You want to have a clear line of sight. You can also use this as, like, obstacles as well. I've done a fucking triple strand wire obstacle kind of thing earlier, but this is something that you want, clear line of sight, make sure you're able to see the enemies. Not a whole lot of ammo, so I would also say having this bad boy, left or right side, doesn't matter. Just make sure it is close to hand. Okay? So, why the sandbag wall? 2 reasons. Don't necessarily need the sandbag wall. It helps having a sapper in there with you, build the shit for you, so that way you can, be a little bit more entrenched, right? But you see down there, it says R3 to mount the weapon. Well, let's shoot this motherfucker over here and let's see what happens. Alright, now let's see if we actually killed him. As you saw there with the muzzle rise and the way these things bounce, they will bounce all over the place. You saw how hard it was to keep me on target there, and if this is a combat situation, yeah, you're not hitting a whole lot. Didn't really hit a whole lot right there. That grouping is just horrible. Really just horrible. You're not gonna do a whole lot with a grouping like that. This is why we have the sandbags. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go back. We're gonna shoot at his buddy next to him on the right, and this time we're going to mount the weapon system on the wall. Yeah, that's right. Stand back, guys. Oh no, don't fucking... Don't do that! I need that! Easy, Fritz. So, we're mounted. And now we're shooting at his buddy on the right. And bam! Right back into the firing position. Another reason you want to mount it, but as you saw there, didn't bounce all over the place like this. I was generally able to keep the muzzle and the iron sights on the target. Look at that. Very little to no vertical upward movement of the muzzle. And that's one of the reasons why you have the ammo right there. So in the heat of battle, you just grab and you're able to just keep putting rounds down. So we've put 2 magazines into this guy. Let's see how well his buddy fared as opposed to the unsupported guy over here. Bring our guys up because I know they're wanting to see. And oh wow, yeah, you can almost see just instantly what kind of a help that does. You can even see some targets even made it over here to this guy here too, but mainly here, center mass, it's in the black, it's in the head, it's in the kill spots, very, very few in the white, up around the head and such. Yeah, so those are just really the basics of an MG nest or an MG position. I know Engineer 2s, later on when you unlock them, they actually, I believe, have the option to build a machine gun nest, which is a sandbag wall such as this, with a machine gun already attached, typically a Browning 30 cal or an MG 34, 42, something along those lines. Yeah, I like using the MG13 for this, although I was using the Bren earlier in the Normandy campaign. But really, any machine gun, you know, big machine gun. I'm not talking like your Tommy guns or your MP40s or whatever the fuck that crazy bullshit Russia always does with all their SMGs. But you know, also another thing. This also is kind of more of an impromptu thing, but it also helps with this guy right here, who, if you're in the Moscow campaign, you're very familiar with what this guy does. This is an anti-tank rifle. We've mounted the rifle. Let's see what kind of accuracy we can get with it. And fuck your target! So, yeah. That's just what can happen. That is not the actual accuracy of the firearm. Let's see if we can't go 2 for 2. Yeah, fuck your paper target, guy. Basically, you know, same thing with the machine gun, but you're using an anti-tank rifle instead. So that's been it, you know, for the most part. I hope you find this video kind of helpful. You know, it's not a catch-all. I mean, obviously, you're gonna need to take some shit into account. You know, situation on the ground, the amount of enemy volume coming at you. You know, fire being received, things like that. But basic little fighting position right here, you know, can easily be used as a machine gun nest to suppress enemy forces moving in on you. I've done it. I'll be actually putting in a few clips after this one to show exactly what I'm talking about, because if you have a good machine gun position, you can easily, if you know what you're doing and you keep everyone back, you can easily get like 15-20 kills within the course of a few minutes with this. And you know, when you add in the added mounting of the weapon on the sandbag wall, this thing can shoot pretty far. You can lay down some suppression when you want, which is always a good thing, especially when fighting Russians, because all they know how to do is not go backwards. Anyway, I'll be seeing you guys later. Hey, future me, do me a favor. Can you like do some kind of a transition here to those clips that I mentioned earlier? Thanks.
one! I got one!